You're about to touch down on a remote island, closing a deal that could define your career. The result is straight out of a brochure, pure paradise. But here's what the travel agent didn't mention. The local water is a gamble. The nearest descent hospital is a 3-hour boat ride across choppy seas, and the power grid flickers on and off like a weak pulse. In this kind of place, one small oversight can jeopardize more than just your health. It can sink the entire multi-million dollar reasons why you're there. Your success, your ability to perform at peak, at your peak, is directly tied to how well you handle these hidden risks. Now, I've spent years analyzing travel risk for high stakes missions, helping organizations protect their most valuable assets, the people. Yes, the people. In the next few minutes, guys, I'm giving you the definitive executive checklist to make sure your trip is not just safe, but also, most importantly, successful. This isn't about fear, okay? It's not about fear, absolutely not about fear. It's about control in a good way because you're a professional. It's about managing the variables so that you can focus on what you do best, which is closing deals because you're a deal closer, right? Let's get started with the one critical blind spot most elite travelers have, guys, including me. The one thing that could sabotage you before you even get to the negotiating table. On the top of our list, we have medical, right? Health and medical preparedness. Your business, your personal business continuity plan. Now, let me give you the insight on it. The biggest threat to your mission isn't a competitor, it's your own well being. Listen to me well. A nasty case of food poisoning or a tropical fever doesn't care about your quarterly projections. And I don't mean to laugh, guys, but I'm serious. For an executive, health isn't personal, it's a strategic asset to the top of the list. Protecting it means going away beyond just packing a few aspirins. Think of this as your personal business continuity plan. Okay? Number one, pre travel medical intel. Go beyond the basics. All right? Your first move isn't booking the flight, it's booking a consult with a travel medicine specialist, not your family doctor, but a specialist who knows the unique microbial and environmental threats of your specific destination, wherever it may be. They'll give you a threat assessment for your body. This is more than just checking off vaccination boxes and that kind of stuff. They'll actually cover the real risk, like dengue or Zika, right? That's just to name two. These aren't just uncomfortable bugs, they're business disruptors. And I want you all to listen to me properly, right? Dengue is called breakbone fever. And that's for a reason. The pain can be deliberating for weeks, right? Here's another one. Wow. Now you see, I need to pronounce this. Chikungunya. Sorry about that's so funny. Chikungunya, right? Sorry about that, guys. Chikungunya can lead to severe joint pain, right? And I didn't mention it in the first list. I mentioned Zika, right? But chikungunya is very serious, right? And that's something you don't even hear very often. And I'm from the islands. Chikungunya can lead to severe joint pain that can linger for months, or in some cases, even years. And I've only heard about this from the older people that I was raised with. Of course, I heard it from medical professionals as well, affecting your ability to function long, long after you're home from the hospital, okay? Or long after you're home from the trip. You need to see this risk like a strategist. What's the incubation period? What are the first symptoms? Knowing this helps you tell the difference between travel fatigue and a start to something serious. And it could be very close. You may not be able to tell you feel tired and that kind of stuff, right? Your specialist will also get you the right shots for things like hepatitis A and thyroids, which are often spread through contaminated foods and water. A huge risk on an island with spotty infrastructure. This consultation is a non-negotiable intelligence mission for your own health. Now, of course, this is not every island. This is not all islands, right? This is not every resort. This is not all water sources. But these are things to keep in mind when you travel as a professional, right? Number 2 on the list, the executive medical kit, your own personal pharmacist, right? Your own site pharmacy. A standard first aid kit is for scripts on your knees and stuff. You need an executive grade mission specific medical kit. It's your portable clinic, right? Just like there's a sports kit, this is what we're talking about, your specific medical kit. It's your portable clinic built to handle the most likely disruptive problems so that you can manage minor issues and stabilize major ones so they don't get worse, right? First, I would say prescriptions. Bring enough for the whole trip. Don't just get 2 packets and just say, okay, that's what you need. No, bring enough for the whole trip. Plus a 1-week buffer for delays. Keep them in their original bottles and carry a signed letter from your doctor listing each drug, its generic name, and why you take it. That is very important. In some countries, a common over-the-counter pill from home can be a controlled substance. I've seen it a lot. That letter is your get out of jail free card. Remember that. Now, the core of the kit, the number 1 thing that takes travelers down to gastrointestinal distress. Your kit needs a powerful, broad spectrum antibiotic prescribed by your travel doctor for this exact scenario. Plus, anti-diarrheal meds. Very important, right? Food poisoning. And don't forget oral rehydration salts to get for dehydration. Dehydration kills your cognitive function and stamina fast. I personally experienced that. The crazy thing is, I experienced it in America, in West Virginia, as a kid. So take dehydration very serious, guys. Drinking sodas and stuff is not the same as drinking water or staying hydrated. All right. Now, next, allergies. Pack a non-drowsy antihistamine and hydrocortisone cream. Today they have me pronouncing some medical words. That would be my wife. But today I'm the one doing it. Now, if you have known severe allergies, 2 EpiPens are mandatory. Guys, EpiPens are lifesavers, right? So 2 EpiPens are mandatory. Round it out with ibuprofen and acetaminophen, antibacterial ointment. Now, I hope I'm not butchering the words. All the medical people, excuse me, I apologize, right? Waterproof badges, guys, and blister treatment. All very important. And I can give you scenarios for each of those specific things if you'd like. Ask me in the comments. Finally, toss in environmental specifics like a strong insect repellent with DEET or picaridin, a high SPF sunscreen for those it applies to, right? This entire kit goes in your carry-on. Never ever check it. Okay, it goes with you. Point number 3, the insurance reality check. Do you have real Medivac? That's vacation insurance. This is where even seasoned travelers, guys, make a financial devastating mistake. Sorry about that. They think their corporate or credit card insurance has them covered, and it probably does not. Standard insurance might cover a visit to a local clinic, but what happens when you need to be airlifted to Miami or Singapore? That's a medical evacuation, and the cost can run from $100,000 to over $250,000. Okay? Your standard policy won't even touch that. You need to look at your policy and see the words medical evacuation with a high coverage limit. All right? Before you go, save the 24/7 number for your Medivac provider in your phone and even write it on a piece of paper as well. And like I said, and keep it in your wallet, right? Point number 4. On island vigilance, the discipline of prevention, which should be number 1. Once you land, safety shifts from prep to discipline. The rule for food and water is simple. Boil it, cook it, peel it, or forget it. I know people are experimental. Guys, I've tried stuff, I've experimented. But getting experience on working in the OR and being around medical providers and hearing some very scary stuff and doing research, no, we don't just try any raw stuff anywhere just so. No, that's not happening, right? Let's go back to the rule for food and water. It is simple. boil it, cook it, peel it, or forget it. Okay? Assume all tap water is toxic and including ice, because you believe that ice is frozen and all the bacteria is there. Now, and I'm someone who drinks spring water, so but different immune systems where you've raised, what you've been exposed to, right? If you've only been drinking bottled water, I would advise you to only drink bottled water you open yourself. Stick to food that arrive steaming, scorching hot. The biggest disease vector on most islands is the mosquitoes. Not a friend, not a friend, don't like them. Use your repellent, especially at dawn or dusk. That's when they're more rampant, that's when they're out. Even in Florida, it's the same. Run a system check on yourself every morning and every evening. Don't just power through. At the first sign of real illness, call your travel doctor or medevac provider for a consult. Your discipline in these small things is what keeps you at peak optimum performance. I want you to remember that, guys. Okay? It sounds like a lot, but staying at peak performance is as much about comfort as it is about health. Long flights and humid climates can drain your energy before you even get to the negotiation. Guys, this segment is sponsored by Island Vacation Travel Agency for high performance travel apparel design for comfort, versatility, and climate adaptability. You could visit our store, islandvacays.com or IVTA, where store.com for footwear engineered for long travel delays, boardrooms, and movement focused professionals. I want you to also check out our friends at Scony.com. And remember, when your body is supported, your performance follows. Very important. Very, very important. All right? Now, want to make sure we get some shouts out from our sponsors, Scony.com. Let them know we sent you. You could use our code Island Vacation. That is one word.
Have you ever wished your shoes worked as hard as you do?
Off.
On and off the course? Say hello to Scony Spikeless Golf Shoes, the game changer in golf footwear. Designed with cutting-edge comfort and versatility, style, and swag. Scony shoes take you from a round of golf straight to your next island adventure. No spikes, no limits, just lightweight all-day comfort and performance. Ready to upgrade your golf game? Just visit sconygolf.com. That is SKONIGOLF.com and use our promo code Island Vacation. That is one word, Island Vacation, for an exclusive 15% discount just for our listeners. Scony, where style meets the green and beyond. Scony is also spikeless shoes, the ultimate blend of style, comfort, and functionality. Don't forget to let them know we sent you and we receive commission for that, guys.
Right, and we are back. Now, Let's move on. Security and asset protection. Shielding more than just yourself. For an executive, security is about more than just your personal safety. It's about protecting corporate data, proprietary information, and the integrity of the mission itself. In a new environment, you're a target. And guys, I want to emphasize on this. And I also want to, if you're trying to go to our websites right now and they're down, we want to apologize. Right now, we're experiencing some technical experiences with Replit.com, and we're addressing it. So this is something that we're actually encountering right now. So hence the reason to bring the topic up. Entrepreneurs, businesses, business people, CEOs, protect your data. Have backups, right? Now, guys, maybe not for, like I was saying, this makes you a target, but maybe not for your wallet, but for your information on your laptop and in your head. Geopolitical shifts are now a top risk driver for business travel. And one security slip up can have consequences that go far beyond your trip. Protect your information, right? Protect it, protect it, protect it. Number 5, prepare departure threat intelligence. Know the terrain, know the place where you're going, know where the place where you travel. You could research. Of course, you haven't been there, maybe, but you could always do research. We have the internet, we have ChatGPT, we have a lot of information we could get. Before you pack, your company should be doing a serious country specific risk assessment. This is more than a quick look at the State Department's website or advisory. Okay? A real threat assessment looks at the political climate and also the crime trends, as well as whether business travelers are being targeted. It should also cover how reliable the local police are. This intel needs to be tailored to you and should shape your entire security plan, from how you get around to what you wear. Right? The goal is to understand the playing field so you can make smart decisions that keep you off the radar. And I'm talking to all different types of business people and entrepreneurs, right? And executives. Whether you're a music mogul, a band owner, part of the union, a CEO of a corporation, your own small business, a hairstylist, a skateboardist, a musician, a doctor, a lawyer, a pilot. This relates to everyone. Know your terrain. Know where you are at. Plan in advance. Do research. We have the social media, we have the internet. You could do research and find out what's going on in that place. Don't just take the State Department's advisory at hand. Yeah, you could do more research, right? Now, let's move to the next one, which is number 6, digital security. The burner protocol. Your data is your biggest vulnerability, guys. Traveling with your primary laptop and phone is a ginormous risk. They are targets for theft and for sophisticated corporate and state-sponsored spying. The answer is burner protocol. Travel with a clean temporary device, a travel-only laptop with just the files you need, accessible by a trusted company, VPN, and a burner phone with a local SIM card. always important to get a local SIM card. This creates a firewall. If a device gets lost, stolen, or hacked, the damage is contained. Never plug into public USB charging ports. They can install malware. Use your own adapter. All right? Don't just plug in the USB. I know people do it all the time, just plugging in USBs just anywhere. Or the new, it's not smart. As an audiovisual technician, I'm telling you guys that. Right? Now, point number 7, on-site fortress mentality. Control your environment. Your hotel room is a command center, as for a room between the 2nd and 6th floor, high enough to be secure from the ground and low enough for fire ladders. Avoid rooms near exits. Once you're in, check the door and the windows locks. Check them all. And I mean the windows, like check to see if they have windows. If they're an adjoining door, ensure it is locked. And I know a lot of people don't check for that. When we say an adjoining door, it connects to a next room. Sometimes families get it like that so that they can have kids or families in the next room, or when they want to have a party or a bridal party or something like that, corporate events, you could just open the connecting room. Check and make sure it's locked. When you're in the room, use the deadbolt. Use the deadbolt. It's not just there for no reason. It's worked for a long time. It still works right now. Better than the electronic. When you leave, a cheap doorstop alarm can add a peace of mind. And find the emergency exits immediately. Walk the actual routes so you could do it in the dark if they were to have an emergency. All right, that's just preparation. Next, number 8, secure movement, the gray man theory. Not sure if you're familiar with it. Your most vulnerable moments are in transit. All your ground transport should be prearranged for a reputable, vetted car service. We have Uber everywhere. Of course, people have transportation companies. Vet them. Never ever hail a cab off the street. It could be very dangerous. But people do it all the time. Confirm the driver's name and license plate before you get in. This is a part of the gray man theory. Now you know. Your goal is to blend in and be forgettable. Don't wear the flashy watch or the designer clothes. It's a trap. Okay? Be careful what you talk about in the car as well. Don't just be talking about your business and corporate information. It's not wise, guys. Right? You have to create a safe space because the driver will be listening to you. Right? By making yourself a hard target, you encourage criminals and spies to look for someone easier. That's why you do it. Okay? Now, number 9, the communication escalation plan, your lifeline. On the remote island, your cell service could be spotty or gone. It's just common, right? They have gotten a lot better at it, I must say. You need a multi-layered communication plan. A satellite phone could be wise, but still expensive. A satellite phone or a modern satellite messenger is essential gear. Or WhatsApp and just find some Wi-Fi, right? I also have walkie-talkies. Wink, wink. Invest in some walkie-talkies, guys. Before you leave, establish a clear checklisting protocol with your home office. A missed check-in should trigger a pre-defined escalation process. You should also have pre-agreed duress codes. Normal sounding phrases. to signal you're in trouble. Be creative. If you have a second language, be even more creative. Finally, know the contact information for your country's nearest embassy or consulate. Very important, right? This whole plan ensures that if things go sideways for whatever reason it may be, the right people know about it instantly. And that way they'll be able to assist you, right? Now, I know you may not want people to know where you're at, but it's important to do it. You're in business, it's important. Now, guys, security extends beyond digital protection. It includes how you move and present yourself. Island Vacation Travel Agency ensures executive level ground coordination for trusted partners like Island Vacation Transportation, keeping your movement secure, reliable, and pre-arranged. For professionals, low profile styling that helps you blend into any environment without drawing any attention, right? Ex- Not drawing any kind of attention. I want you to go on to their website and show them some love. Island Vacation Transportation. If you do experience any technical difficulties of the website, just go back and check it out a little bit later. We're going to put the link in the bio. All right. Now, we also want to give a big shouts out to All Glory. allglory.com. They are one of our sponsors. They help us with our nostalgic attires. I encourage you all to go check it out and use our code Island Vacation. That's one word for 15% discount. Check them out.
If you are a fan of iconic music or sports gear, All Glory is the place to be. Since 1969, this family owned superstore has offered over 300,000 items of official licensed merchandise. From classic tees featuring legendary bands like Metallica and the Grateful Dead to official gear from your favorite sports team, All Glory has everything you need to represent your fandom in style. Plus, as a listener of Island Vacation Travel Podcast, you get an exclusive 15% off anything you purchase. Can you believe that, guys? Whether you're looking for a graphic tee, a hoodie, or a quirky gift, you can grab it all and save with our promo code Island Vacation. That is one word, Island Vacation. Visit allglory.com. Use the code, like I said, Island Vacation, and start showing off your love for music, sports, and also pop culture today. Let them know we sent you at Island Vacation Travel Podcast. We also earn commission when you use our promotional code, so it's a win-win.
All right, guys. Now go and check out All Glory and let them know we sent you and use our code Island Vacation. That's one word for 15% off this on the entire store, right? So I want to thank and All Glory for the love that they show us. Now, guys, don't forget strategic travel is controlled travel. And you want to look good, you want to be incognito, right? So we're giving you the answers. Now, next we have natural disasters and crisis management, the unpredictable variable. Now, you could vet your driver and encrypt your laptop, but you can't control a hurricane, a tsunami, or even an earthquake, depending on where you are. For anyone traveling to island nations, the risk of a natural disaster is serious and often overlooked. Your plan has to account for this. A crisis plan isn't just about survival, it's about organizational resilience and your ability to lead through chaos. Be a leader, right? Next, environmental risk assessments. Know your seasons. Just like you do on security assessments, you need to do an environmental one. Atlantic hurricane seasons run through June through November, and even looks like it's extending sometime. Pacific typhoons seasons is roughly May to October. So the Caribbean, June to November. In the Asian Pacific, it is typhoons, and that is May to October. And just so you know, the typhoons are worse than the hurricanes. So we in the Caribbean are the lucky ones, right? Now, traveling there for those months automatically raises the risk profile. Remember that. It doesn't mean necessarily something's going to happen, but it raises the risk profile. Your pre trip intel needs to look at the specific disaster risk of your destination. It is on the Pacific Ring of Fire. What are the local warning systems like? If you have to travel during the high risk season, your prep needs to be that much better. All right. Next, point 11, the business community plan, BCP, your corporate lifeline. In a major disaster hits, if one hits, your personal safety is number one, numero uno. Remember that. Yon. Dos, or yon. Pados, yon. One, right? But as an executive, you also have a duty to the organization. That's what a business community plan is for. If you're stranded out on a, if you're stranded out or out of commission, who has the authority to make major decisions in the group, right? That chain of command needs to be crystal clear. The BCP should lay out how your team will carry on, ensuring that even if you're totally cut off, the company doesn't grind to a halt. Evacuation and shelter in place. My bad. Next point, guys. Evacuation and shelter in place. Your personal action plan. Every hotel, every single hotel has an emergency plan. You need your own plan. When you arrive, find all the emergency exits and physically walk the evacuation routes. Your plan needs to cover a few scenarios. If you evacuate in order, what's your route? What's plan B? If roads are blocked, what's the plan? If the order is to shelter in place, know how to fortify your room. Stay away from windows during a hurricane. Know how to, when they say fortify, how to block the windows, doors, how to turn it into a fort, right? Now, Stay away from windows, like they said during a hurricane. People like to poke out to see what's going on. No, that's a bad idea. Coconuts could fly by, all that kind of stuff, right? Stuff is flying all over the place. In a tsunami zone, you must know the route to high ground because it's a tsunami. Your plan also has to include communication, like a battery powered radio for when the power and cell networks go completely silent, right? That's very important. Number 13, guys, the executive go bag. 72 hours of autonomy. In the immediate aftermath of a disaster, you're on your own. Your go bag is a prep packet designed to keep your self sufficient for at least 72 hours. You self sufficient. Sorry about that. Inside, you need documents, physical and digital copies of your passport, visa, and also your insurance information. You need supplies, a first aid kit, a week's worth of personal medication, water purification tablets and devices, and high energy food. You'll want a flashlight, extra batteries, and a power bank. Very important. Communication is key, guys. So pack a satellite phone or messenger or even walkie talkies. You won't get far, but at least you could talk to someone. Finally, include cash in both US currency and whatever local currency you're going to, whatever local country. Your go bag buys you autonomy, right? Now, recovery is not optional. It's a performance multiplier. Island Vacation Travel Agency emphasizes rest, recovery, and environmental comfort as part of elite travel preparation. For premium comfort, solution designed to improve sleep quality, temperature regulation, and recovery, right? We want to say thank you to our sponsors at cozyearth.com. Would like you to go check them out. They have some great bedding for an elevated sleep. Yes, they're made out of bamboo. They also have loungewear as well. So feel free to go check them out. I think there's a 15% discount on there. Just let them know Island Vacation Travel Agency sent you, Island Vacation Travel Podcast sent you, and use the code Island Vacation. That's one word for 15% off on the store. That is cozyearth.com. Because your next decision is only as sharp as your last recovery cycle. All right. Moving along, travel, logistics, and real time monitoring. The backbone of safety of a safe trip. High level business travel is a complex logistical puzzle. Every single step is a potential point of failure. For an executive, time is your most valuable asset. So, smooth logistics aren't just a convenience, they're a strategic necessity. A missed flight or a lost passport can compromise the entire mission, and that's not fun. Modern travel safety is all about obsessive pre planning and real time information. And we use those words, but you kind of have to be on your business, right? Next, we have number 14, documentation redundancy, the rule of three. The most common point of failure for an international trip is a loss of stolen passport. The fix is simple. the rule of free. You need free copies of all critical documents. The first is the original kept on you. The second is a full digital scan stored in a secure cloud service and your burner device, right? That's what the cloud services are for. Third is a physical photocopy kept in your checked luggage separate from the originals. This simple system ensures that no single event can actually leave you completely stranded, right? So, free grade options. You have the original in the cloud or in the burner device, and then, of course, photocopies that separate from the original, right? Better be prepared. Better safe than sorry. Point number 15, itinerary intelligence and proactive monitoring. The command center, your itinerary isn't just a schedule, it's a dynamic intelligence document shared with your key support team. But a strategic itinerary isn't enough. Modern corporate security uses real-time monitoring and alert systems that act as your personal command center. These platforms track your flight status and can integrate your live itinerary with global event monitoring. Yes, if a protest erupts 2 blocks from your hotel, you and your team get an immediate automated alert. This flips your security from reactive to proactive, allowing you to make smart changes to your plan based on live intel in the moment. Sound pretty informative, right? Point number 16, guys, communication protocols and escalation paths, the chain of command. Good communication on a trip is a two-way street. This requires a formal communication plan with a clear escalation path. The foundation is simple. It's a simple status update. Sorry about that. Often through a touch check-in feature on a travel security app. The protocol should also include pre-drafted messages for common emergencies. Most importantly, there has to be a documented escalation path, the incident response chain of command. Who's the first to call? When is the first board notified? The structure ensures an organized and effective response, replacing panic with a plan. You do not want panic when you have emergencies or you need to get things going, right? Complex travel doesn't need to feel overwhelming, guys. It needs structure, and organization. Island Vacation Travel Agency specializes in building end-to-end executive travel systems that integrate logistics, safety, planning, transportation, and real-time support. For coordination to crisis readiness, everything is handled so you can focus on your execution plan, right? This is what we are here for. So we want to say, please check out www.islandvacationtransportation.com or check us out on Google. We appreciate you, right? Now, guys, we've covered a massive amount of ground today. From personal health and digital security to crisis management and also logistics. In today's world, where risks are interconnected and constantly changing, hope is not a strategy. Hope is not a strategy, guys. Success and safety are the results of deliberate, systematic preparation. That's also how you become a professional. These four pillars: health, security, crisis management, and logistics are layers of a single integrated system built to protect your mission and your organization. It's all about controlling what you can control so you can pour all of your energy in the high stakes objective that got you on the plane in the first place. This process isn't about making travel more stressful, it's about moving the stress. When you systematically handle this risk before you leave, you build a foundation of confidence. You can step onto that island knowing you're prepared, you're supported, and you're in control, most importantly. Now, the deal is yours to win. What's the one item on that list you hadn't really considered before? Drop it in the comments. Let me know what you guys came up with. Your experience could be invaluable in another executive's preparing for the next big trip. That's why you should comment. For more deep dives into executive strategies and risk management, make sure you subscribe and turn on your notifications, guys. It helps us build the channel, and it lets you know when we are posting our podcast. Every piece of shareable knowledge makes our entire community of global leaders safer. Safe travels and secure deals. Right? We would love to hear from you guys. We would love to hear some comments. Share the information, share the podcast to someone you know that travels a lot. Whatever type of business they may be in, they would need to know those specifics. This is a dated checklist for 2026. Use it, guys. And don't forget to check out all our sponsors: Scony.com, CozyEarth.com, OldGlory.com, and Island Vacation Transportation and Island Vacation Travel Agency. Also, our store, ivtaware.store.com. From me, we sign out today, guys. Until next week, safe travels and secure the deal.